Hey, what's up guys? I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. So here we are, and there she is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging, but actually, real quick, I did forget to show off some size comparisons with the Mayfix Joker, so there he is with Kanan, Spider-Man, and R2, and R2 has his little, power charge arm out. And here he is with Krennic, the Battle Droid, the Death Trooper, a Scarab Stormtrooper, and a, I believe, I don't know how it's pronounced, AT-ACT or AT-ACT driver, but whatever. But anyway, now to Harley. Let me just get some of these guys out of the way so that I can have room to operate. But, yeah, this is a really cool figure, and, you know, if you hate the movies for whatever reason, and you hate Margot Robbie being Harley Quinn, even though she nailed it, this is a really cool figure, and I think you should get this, you know, to, just as a comic book Harley, because this will work as a comic book Harley figure, believe it or not. So, yeah, but, like I said, first and foremost, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Right up front here, you have this crazy box right here. There's Harley Quinn acting like her bat is a shotgun. Harley Quinn, Bandai Tamashii Nations. Up top, Suicide Squad. On this side, you got Harley's logo, which is very cool. I do like that logo. Harley Quinn. And then that picture from the front wraps around to the side there. On the side, you have Harley, Suicide Squad. And on the back, you have your promotional pictures and, the Bluefin sticker, which, Bluefin is basically the group of people that, I don't know if they were with Bandai or what, but they bring, these, Figuarts in, which I wish they would bring in the Star Wars Figuarts, but hey, but, just a bunch of warnings, and, that's, that picture wraps around to the bottom, too, but, just a bunch of stuff like warning, do not, warning, this chick is really crazy and can beat your head with a bat if you get on her nerves. And that's basically it for the packaging. I don't know if I'm going to throw it because it is really nice, but then again, it is a box, so I'll just drop it. So, moving right along, here we have Margot Robbie as an action figure. It looks exactly like her. So, seriously though, this thing is really cool. So let's get in close here so we can see the details. Very nice laughing head sculpt. I say laughing head sculpt because she has like 3 head sculpts, which is awesome. And you got the Daddy's Little Monster t-shirt right there. It's a baseball t-shirt, which I do understand, like, and there are her shorts, basically, but I do understand where people are coming from when they say they don't like the design. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's by no means the worst. I mean, shoot, if you want to know the worst design, look up Young Justice Harley Quinn. Oh, that design is awful. But yeah, the sculpting's nice, and everything. I do like it. So, I guess, oh, shoot, what should we start with first? Let's start with the, accessories, real quick. So, she comes with this head, and she has her little revolver, which is really well detailed. Let me actually take it out of her hand. Set her down. Yeah, it's very cool. The jesters aren't painted on the handles, but I I can actually forgive Bandai for doing that because, sorry. But, I can forgive Bandai for doing that because it would have rubbed off the gold paint if they did paint the gesture. But, as you can see, you got all the little diamonds, you got Hate with the frowny face, you got her initials right there by the hammer, and on this side, it's upside down, but, this is the evil smile, and this is the evil frown, but, you have love right there, and there's the evil frown. But, yeah, this thing is really, really cool. I do like that, and if you want, you can put it in the holster of her jacket. Sorry, my face got itchy. But, let me move this. And her pigtails are articulated, which we'll get to in a moment, but you could just take that, put it in there, boom, there you go. But I like her holding it, so I'll just put it in her hand after I get her straightened out. And, yeah. So, there you have that. And then you also have her bat, which, let me move her pigtail out of the way. It's not too spectacular. It says goodnight, and then it has the diamond designs, and it does unpeg from the handle, like the lightsabers for the Figuarts Jedi figures, so that you can put it into the hand and then put it back together, which is a nice feature. I do like that, because her hands are molded closed, even though they're holding hands, but yeah, and there are some paint imperfections, like I got a little bit right there, and I think there was some gold bleeding off into the red or the blue, right there, but, or some blue bleeding off onto the gold, which, I mean, I don't mind, because, I mean, this thing is just awesome, and those paint errors are so minor, you can hardly tell. I mean, that one's a little, different, but still, I mean, this thing is awesome, and I'm starting to get her out of frame. So I do apologize for that, but yeah, she comes with her bat and her pistol, and she has a gun-holding hand, which is nicely sculpted. You got the ring right there, picked out in gold, and there was some fuzz that wasn't there, but it was there for some reason, or it wasn't supposed to be there, but I don't know if you could see it, but her fingernails are sculpted in there. And paint could be a little better on these gloved hands, but, you know, not the end of the world. But, yeah, she only has the right gun-holding hand, which I know it puts some people off, but then again, Margot Robbie, I hear, is right-handed, which I am too, so I'm not too triggered about it. Get it? Because it's a gun. Puns. But she has the bats and the gun and those two hands, and she does have a left bat holding hand, which, again, you got the ring right there. Nicely sculpted, actually. You got some wrinkles in the palms and the knuckles and stuff, so very nice. And they are very pale because, you know, she has that pale white skin. And I don't know why she comes with only this relaxed hand, but hey, I mean, maybe this is to make it look like she's trying to cover her laughter or something. But yeah, it is actually airbrushed a little towards the fingertips, which is pretty cool. But yeah, there you go. And she has a another bat holding hand, which you could use as a relaxed hand. It's basically cuffing the bat, which again, nice details. Again, the paint could have been better, but oh well. It's not the end of the world. I know some people are like, oh, this figure's expensive, so why can the paint be perfect? Blah, 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 blah. It's just a toy. It's just a toy. Just deal with it. Deal with it. And, like I said, she does have three faces. So here's the first one, which, again, nicely sculpted. I do like the face printing technology. That's really, really cool. You got her eyes right there. You got the clown makeup. You got her heart tattoo. She doesn't have the rotten tattoo on her jawline, which I know it off-puts some people, but I mean, it doesn't bug me that much because, I mean, again, you could use this as a comic book styled Harley, so it totally works. And you got her gold earrings right there, and on the other side, right there. And again, you know, nice sculpting and paint work in the hair. There isn't any paint shading, or there isn't any, well, I guess it would be called paint shading, in the hair, which, yeah, it does bug some people, but to me, I don't care. She didn't really have a lot of, she didn't have a lot of color variation in her hair other than the pink and the blue for her pigtails, but you stand. But here's the other head sculpt. This is her kind of neutral expression, which the paint on the lips are missed a little, but other than that, it's pretty solid. Got a better look at her earrings, and see the jawline isn't, or the rotten tattoo isn't there. But yeah, and her pigtails are on ball joints on all three heads, which is really, really cool. So you can get some poses out of them. Then she has this evil smile, and at first I thought this would be my favorite, but now I'm starting to think that the laughing head sculpt is my favorite, but I still don't know. It's very nice though. I mean, it's just the faces that are different. I mean, the rest of the head sculpts are completely the same, but it's just the facial features are different. But there you go. So those are all the accessories, and you can swap all of them out. Like, well, before we do, I do want to note that Harley can hold other guns. Like if you are obsessed with crossovers like I am, and you like to cross over your Marvel with your DC, or your DC with your Star Wars, or your Marvel with your Star Wars, even though this is completely DC. Let's just put this in the holster right there. Let's take this A180 blaster pistol, and I'll talk about this here in a moment. You know what, I'll talk about it at the end of the review, but she can hold that with no problem. The gun, or the trigger, fits right into the trigger guard, which is a huge plus, especially for what I plan to do. And we'll take this Shore Troopers E11. Real quick, and she can hold it like so. So you can have her with some Star Wars blasters if you want. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the accessories and all that kind of stuff. Now, you can swap out the hands, although they are a bit tight, so what I recommend doing is, well, I'll go over that in the articulation segments, but you can pop them off. Now, they're not as hard to pop off anymore, but originally they were a bear. They were like, I don't own the Figuarts Darth Maul or Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, but I hear that the swapping out the hands on those two were scary tight. So, and you do have to kind of watch out for paint rub, which there isn't really any on here, but there has been before. But, yeah. There's her bat. There you go. But yeah, you do have to watch out for the hands, because sometimes you, like, even I check to make sure I didn't break them, which I didn't, thank God. Let's give her the relax-ish / bat cuffing hand and the relaxed hand. And what you want to do is the peg goes into the thumb, so you kind of have to peg it in on a slight angle. It's a little tricky to show you, but I'm trying. But come on. Just like that. I don't know if you saw it, but just like that. Now, oh boy, as far as how posable she is posable. Like I said, her pigtails are posable. They're on little ball joints, so you can have them up, get her into crazy poses. You can have them down, resting on her shoulders. You can have one resting on her shoulder and one kind of, hanging when you turn her head. You can do a bunch of cool stuff, but, and then to swap the heads, it's just a ball peg going into the socket right there, so no worries there. This one is a little easier to take on and off, or to take off and put back on, excuse me. But that's just because she was packaged with this head on. But, you know what, let's switch up the look a little. There we go. But, yeah, but her head is on a double ball peg, and so and then the neck is on a single ball peg, so with both joints she can look up decently, not too spectacular, but not the worst. And then she can look down pretty good. So if you want her to, again, if you're a crossover nut like I am, and you want her to kind of intimidate R2, you can, just for an example. But, there you have that, and she can tilt her head very decently. You can get her going crazy and stuff. Get out of here. That was, some fuzz. Her arms, move that out of the way real quick. They're on a, this kind of a disc hinge that, it's on a disc hinge with a ball peg that goes into this butterfly joint, so you can get out to there, which is pretty far. And obviously, I can only go out, but you can shift the arm around, because you kind of sort of see it right there. It is on a ball peg, so you can shift the shoulder around to however you like. You can have her shrug, and you can do whatever. Her arms swivel at the shoulder. She has single ball hinged elbows, which get up past way past 90s, so that's really good. So you can get her into some gun holding or bat holding poses. Now these wrist pegs are a lot like Hot Toys, if you're familiar with Hot Toys, and even Sideshow collectibles. You can set them to hinge up and down. It swivels at the base and then at the hand, and then it hinges in the middle. So you can have it hinge, and then you can kind of offset it to go in and out, so you can have Harley slapping someone if you want. The torso is on a double ball peg, and then there's a single ball peg going from the abs into the pelvis, I think. So you can get around. It is a bit squeaky though. And one thing you have to note, there is paint rub from the jacket, which is very unfortunate. I wish Bandai and Tamashii Nations found a way around that. But what I did, and I recommend just clear spraying it so that the paint will stay on. Like get a gloss or a metallic or something. Just get something, some kind of paint protector to protect the paint on the inside of the jacket and the shorts, because otherwise you're going to get a lot of paint rub. But what I did was, and I regret doing it for the shorts especially, I took pieces of plastic, cut them up, and glued them on the inside of the jacket and the shorts, which it didn't work out too well for the shorts, but it still doesn't paint rub, probably because of the glue. But I don't recommend doing that. I recommend just don't be lazy. Get some paint protecting spray and spray the inside of the shorts and the inside of the jacket. So, and her arms are just on ball pegs, so you can just pop them out. See, right there. But let me just pop them back in so we can continue on. And yeah, so be mindful of that. She has T-jointed ball joints at the hips, which get back to there, up to there, and I'm not going to show you from behind because that's a little inappropriate, even though it was the end of the movie. And then you can get her out to there, which, you know, it's a little limiting, but oh well. And then she's got single jointed knees, which go up to there, and then her ankles, because she wears high heels, you can only move them up and down only a little, but because they're the same kind of joints as the wrist pegs, what you can do is, if you really want the ankle pivot, you can rotate her shoe, or the bottom part of her heels, hinge it, and then try to swivel it around, and then you'll get that ankle pivot. So, but I recommend doing that only for the ankle pivot, because as you kind of saw, it kind of shifts the shoe over a little. But yeah, she's very, very cool. I do like her. I can't wait for more versions of Harley. Oh, and the put-in choker is a separate piece, so if you wanted to remove that, you can. Although I don't know why you would want to, but hey, if you wanted to, you could totally do that. But, yeah. But, yeah, so, for comparison, here she is with R2-D2, who, again, has his power charge arm out, right there. And then here he is to Kanan, or here she is, excuse me. Sorry, my brain's going crazy. Not that crazy, though. And here they are with Spider-Man. So you can kind of see how tall they are. They're actually similar in height, which is pretty cool if you ask me. I mean, Margot Robbie is like 5'6", so it's very convenient if you ask me. And here she is with the Joker, her puddin', which I don't mind this shit, but people don't don't promote it as like as relationship goals, because that's a load of crap. So there you have that. And just for giggles, here she is with the Shock Trooper, the Stormtrooper mold, and Lord Vader. And because I have fan fictions of Harley and Joker and some other DC and Marvel characters from the Clone Wars, here she is with the Battle Droid. Roger. Sorry, I had to. But that's pretty much it. And I kind of want to get a group shot of her with all the other female figures I have. So here she is with 40th anniversary Leia. And yes, I do have the hood on because I wanted to start her review with the hood on. Oh, and by the way, if I said that I was going to review Darth Vader, I already reviewed him in the Joker review, which I don't know why I forgot, but hey, I did, so my bad. And here she is with Jin, who can't stand. Oh, there we go. And for two more comparisons, here she is with Sabine and Ahsoka. And she fell flat on her face. Great. But, yeah, this thing is really, really cool. I do enjoy it. If you're not into the movies, like I said, this works perfectly fine as a comic book Harley. I mean, she wears stuff like this in the comics, so I don't see why you can't use it as a comic Harley. But, basically, the reason why I have a spare holster and A180 blaster pistol is because when I got Jin, I didn't realize that she had a QC issue, and I thought it was just my copy of the toy, and when I bent one of her knees, it broke because I tried to force it past 90 degrees, and I'll get into that when I review Jin, but yeah, basically, I tried to bend Jin's knee, and it wouldn't bend properly, and I ended up breaking the first one, and the blaster pistol I thought was not in the box, because I didn't see it, but it turns out that, that it was loose in the box because, or I guess it was because, I found it in the floor, and I had an idea of making a Star Wars and DC crossover figure of Harley, and it would use the Figuarts aesthetics and that kind of thing, but I don't know. But I fitted this holster on her, and it does fit, although it stretches a little. It stretches a little, excuse me. But yeah, I put it on her, and it does fit. I'm not going to do it now because it'll waste time. But I wanted to use this blaster and this holster for a custom, like, Galactic Era Harley. But, yeah, I forgot to put this back on the Jin before I returned it to Walmart. And, obviously I did get a second one because, although before I bent the knee too far, I did check to make sure it wasn't just my copy. And it turns out it was a widespread problem, so, oh well. But I think that's pretty much it for Harley and my story. So, yeah, she's very, very cool. I do like her. And it's just creepy how realistic these head sculpts are. But I love it. I honestly love it. It's awesome. And I really enjoy having this figure. Oh, and she does come with instructions, so I do recommend taking a look at these instructions before you play with the figure or pose it. So there's instructions about the head and the hands and the gun and her bat and how to put the gun in her hand. So there you have that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Harley, and I don't know what I'll review next. Probably excuse me, probably Leia from the 40th anniversary line. So but I don't know yet. But stay tuned for whatever comes next. Hope you like the review. Hope you like this figure and you have a chance to get her, because this works as a comic Harley. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video.